everybody. Lord Tremendous here. Got a battle report here for you. Number 11 of my War Machine Horde Saga. This is another 50-point battle. This is I, Lord Tremendous of Cygnar, versus Death, Holy Death of Skorne. And yes, this is another kick the teeth down my throat type of game, so sit back, relax, and get ready to see how I choose solids after this game.
The Almighty says this must be a fashionable fight. It's drawn the finest people.
Here's my list, and I have, as you can see, I brought Lord General Coleman Stryker. I was really getting fond of Darius, but I wanted to give old Stryker a chance again. I like the assault thing. No, I don't have any other cav models. I know it would be useful to have them, but he does give his battle group assault, which I really like, so I decided to give him a shot. I also threw a Squire on him because, you know, +2 range control center plus a little extra focus 3 times a game is pretty useful. Pretty useful. The way I see it, it's a free upkeep. I also gave him Thunderhead because Thunderhead's quickly becoming my favorite. I gave him a Defender because I like the Defender a lot. I want to use the Defender a lot, and with Assault, the Defender's cannon becomes one hell of a charging attack. And the Stormclad, because usually I'd bring the Centurion, but the Stormclad can benefit from Assault. So that's why I gave him those 3 jacks. Then I have a Stormsmith Stormcaller, just because I had the points. I also have Captain Arlen Strangeways, because I like to repair my stuff, and since I don't have Darius, I need something. Then I have a Arcane Tempest Gunmage. I'm sorry, I have a Journeyman Warcaster with a Charger, Arcane Tempest Gunmages, and then some long gunner infantry. I decided to forego my usual throw them on a field marshal of the gun mages, but I wanted to try out some long gunners. I got some, and I wanted to give them a shot, so this is what I brought. Here's Death's list, and he's just, yeah, he's got Xerxes, so you know it's going to be a punch you in the face kind of game. And there's the rest of Death's list, because it didn't all fit on his phone. Here's deployment, and as you can see, Death has a lot of similar models. Since they're all unpainted, it all just looked like a wall of heavy infantry to me. One had a banner, one was an officer, and that was about it. The scenario is those 2 little circles, those 2 little objective markers in the middle. First person to 5 wins. I don't believe there was a kill box. And so, yeah, that's where we're at. He set up in the middle to do his tidal wave of death. I set up my heavies in the middle to crash into them eventually. My long gunners are in the terrain to give them a little bit of cover because I know some of that stuff shoots. My Stormcaller's on the left. He's going to try to get behind Mr. Triceratops' head there and plink one guy at a time. Gun Major's on the right side to get up on that hill, do the same thing. The Charger, you know, the Centurion is proxied for the Stormclad. Thunderhead and Defender are all in the middle, and I'm just hoping to blow him away piece by piece while getting scenario points. That was the hope. Here's Death's right flank, which consists of the heavy infantry guys. I don't know what they're called, like cataphract something or others. I don't know. There's like 6 different types. And here's his center and left flank, which has the rest of them, with Xerxes right in the middle there. Yeah, it's a lot of similar looking models. They're equipped slightly different. Some have guns, some have, you know, 2-handed weapons. Some of them are just insane. He's also got a little gladiator and some, you know, super dude in the back there as well, just because, you know, you don't want to play without war beasts. But yeah, I think I'm just going to get scorned. Here's my right flank, which consists of my gun mages, my Charger, and my baby Warcaster. And here's my center. I have my Stormclad, my Thunderhead, my Defender, Stryker, the Squire, and a proxy for Strangeways. And here's my left flank, which consists of a proxy for my Stormcaller. I figured Nemo was a suitable replacement for a Stormcaller, as well as my 6 long gunners. So we go ahead and we start, and I go first, and I move up. I forgot to take a picture. I think actually, no, I think I did go first. But yeah, we moved up, and as you can see, that's where we're at. It's a lot of movement. That's all the first turn is. So there's where we are after the first turn. Death's turn 2, anyway. He goes ahead and he moves up as so. He's a little cautious, in my opinion, which makes me curious because usually he's not cautious at all with these guys, so I feel like I'm being baited. But you know what? I don't know what the trap is, so I figured I'd spring the trap. And yeah, so it just kind of came up and he gave me 2 units on the outskirts with a huge mass of heavy infantry in the middle. I figured he was going for the objective and points. He's got his gladiator and super crazy in the back there with some pain givers. So we go into my turn, and my gun mages open up on that unit on my right flank, and they were able to kill 3 of them before I ran out of shots. And then the Stormclad, Thunderhead, and Charger were able to finish off the rest barely. I was rolling kind of average to low. They weren't the easiest things in the world to kill, but they're dead now, and so cool, I guess. You know, I don't know what exactly he's planning on doing with the rest of his stuff, but I have a feeling it's going to suck. And then my long gunners do really well, actually, since they didn't have to move. They got to shoot twice, and they took out 1 or 2 of these of the units on the left flank here, which actually gave Death Holy Death a moment of pause. It was quite interesting. Then over here, the Defender shoots at the Gladiator and is able to slip 2 points of damage through to his 6. Not a huge amount of damage, but you know it's got to start somewhere, so I'll take what I can get. And that's what the table looks like at the end of my turn, too. Not a huge big deal at all, really. But I did try. I did do some damage. A bunch of infantry. About a half dozen infantry are dead. The Gladiator is, you know, slightly hurting. He's missing a tooth. And the rest of my stuff is pretty much as you see it. So I'm feeling pretty good about this turn. So we go into Death's turn, and the first thing he does is he moves Xerxes up a bit, and he feats. And I don't know what his feat does, but I know that it's bad. So he just jumps up there and does his feat, and that sucks. Then he starts firing off spells at my Stormclad stuff, and he's able to set him on fire and do about 4 points of damage to him. It's also, this is not good. He also got my Thunderhead and my Charger on fire, but he wasn't able to do any damage to them. But they're on fire now, and that really sucks. And then his Gladiator and his Psychopath, you know, Super Dude or whatever, run in. They get all hopped up. They're enraged. They've got extra speed. The feat gives them the ability to, you know, leap tall buildings in a single bound and other whatever craziness. And they walk in, and they just almost bulldoze my Stormclad and my Thunderhead. It's almost not even fair. I mean, look at the damage they took. They beat them half to death. In fact, if he had combined his attacks on the Stormclad between the two, the Stormclad would be dead and the Thunderhead would be a little less dead. But since I don't have Darius, he doesn't really have anything to worry about. So here's what the table looks like at the end of turn 2. His guys have moved up. They aren't controlling or dominating the objective yet, but they will be in a moment. And the guys on my left flank, he actually moved them into the forest because he was a little nervous about the long gunners. So that was kind of neat. So we go into my turn, and I don't put the fire out on anything. Luckily for me, though, the only thing that gets hurt is my Charger. He takes a couple of points of damage. Not a huge big deal, but it's starting to stink of burned metal out here, and it's not a good look. Not one fire went out. So my gun mages concentrate their fire. I did critical brutal damage on him, and I was able to do a total of 7 points to the Gladiator, which is pretty good, actually. My Charger moves over, and with both shots, is only able to do 3 points of damage to him. I rolled like poo. And then my Stormclad swung away at him and was able to do 7 more points of damage to him. Which, of course, then my Thunderhead pulsed and was able to do 6 damage to whatever Psychopath is here with both the swords. I don't remember what the War Beast is called. But it was the best I could do. He ended up doing 6 points to the one. I'm sorry, that wasn't with a pulse, though. That was with him beating the crap out of this guy. And then Stryker runs in and puts down the Gladiator because, well, he'd lived long enough now. Stryker was actually quite good at taking down the significantly beaten down Gladiator. But I'm really careful with my Warcasters, and I'm working on not being really careful with them, so bear with me. And then the defender moves up and was able to put another 8 points of damage onto Mr. Psycho Pants in the middle there. Not enough to kill him. He's almost dead. He's got like 3 hit points left, but you know they can heal, so he's just gonna eat me alive now. So here's what the end of my turn 3 looks like. It's not a great look at all. For the most part, my long gunners weren't able to do anything. I think they took out maybe one more of the heavy infantry guys. The Stormcaller moved over the best he could. Baby Warjack got the hell out of there. The Squire moved away. I tried to move Strange Ways up to heal one of those guys, but I just had him too far back. It was my mistake. And yeah, I didn't think even if he was able to fix 6 wounds on either of the jacks, it was really going to matter. So we go into Death Holy Death's turn, and he fires away with those cataract guys or whatever into my long gunners, and even with +2 defense for being, you know, in there, or +4 defense, whatever the hell it is, he's able to take out 4 of them. The remaining 2 panic. As you can see, I rolled a 10 like a champion, and they are now freaking the hell out. Which, let's face it, makes sense. You know, 2/3 of your group is now horribly, horribly dead. I would probably freak out too. Needless to say, Xerxes comes in and finishes off Thunderhead like a boss. The Stormclad is finished off by Mr. Psychopants. And with Xerxes dominating the thing in the middle, plus the points he got for controlling the one in the forest and everything else, he is able to get 5 scenario points and end the game. And there it is. There's the end of the game. Life is good. Not thrilled with my performance here. It just felt like I never had a chance. Now, Death Holy Death is really, really good. He's been playing this game longer than I've been playing wargaming, tabletop games. The dude's got a better strategic mind than me. He knows what the hell he's doing with his army. I don't. But it still, I could not shake the feeling that there was just nothing for me to do here. And I blame that mainly on my own ignorance of the game. I'm just not good at it yet. I did enjoy the long gunners. They put out some serious damage at pretty long range. The Stormcaller was fun. He's a point, you know, so I don't really have any yays or nays from him. Strange Ways, I'm not utilizing him correctly. I know I'm not. I need to figure that out. My jacks went down so fast, so incredibly fast. It really, really eats at me. I don't know. I got to come up with a better combo with my jacks, or at least a better way of using them. I can't figure it out. I liked Striker, but man, did I miss Darius's healing abilities in this one. So yeah, all in all, I still had a lot of fun with this game. I really, really did. But man, it was just such a. It felt like I was on the back foot the whole game. Probably because I was. But you know what? Let me get to the rest of the recap in a minute, because right now this game is done.
Please begin emergency evacuation procedures. This is not a drill.
Hey guys and gals, all you wargamer nuts. Right here, we've got an ad for Token Gal. She makes tokens for every game system, every possible requirement, every need. If it's a war game, if it's a tabletop game, if it's a board game, if it's a card game, if you need tokens, wound counters, spell counters, afflictions, hexes, augments, anything at all, send her an email. Tell her what you need. Hell, if you want certain pictures put on there, tell her what pictures you're looking for. Not only will she find it and make it, but she will charge you, you know, really, really fair prices. And I mean really fair. Don't take my word for it, though. Send her an email. Tell her what you need. Get yourself some tokens. You're not going to regret it. And tell her Tremendous sent you.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire.
So, yes, as I've already mentioned, this was a defeat for Lord Tremendous. I lost by scenario. I ended up losing my Thunderhead and my Stormclad. Death ended up losing his Gladiator and his Cataphract Centauri. I don't know. One of the units of heavy infantry died. I was proud of that. It took all my firepower to drop the Gladiator, yet his War Beasts and firepower were able to decimate pretty much all my jacks. Well, my two that really counted, both my Thunderhead and my Stormclad were just ripped apart. Granted, I did a lot to his War Beasts and stuff like that, but once my jacks were done, I was already on the back foot, but I didn't know what I was going to do. And I don't blame that on anything other than my ability to make a list. I'm jack drunk. I can't help it. I like using them. I just don't use them well. And yes, if I'm going to continue using jacks, I should use Darius because at least it makes them a lot more durable and they last a lot longer. And when I make terrible, stupid mistakes, which I'm sure I made in this game, it's not readily apparent, I can, get a second life with the ones that survive. So, yeah, I know, I need to work on that. Long Gunners and Gun Mages were amazing. I like the Gun Mages better, but the Long Gunners are a close second. They both put out a lot of damage. I was rolling well with them, I'm not going to lie. And I'm pleased with both of them. I see why people like Long Gunners, and Gun Mages I've always liked. So, yeah. Thank you, Interwebs, and everybody who's mentioned the Long Gunners. They are an excellent little unit. I really don't feel like I ever had a chance in this game, to be perfectly honest. I don't know how I was going to deal with all of his infantry. There was so much. Plus, his Warcaster is a face melter. And if he ever felt like he was in danger, he could have just brought the guy back because they don't block. You could walk through them, or I don't know. They had everything they needed. Those guys were a real pain in the ass. I don't honestly know what I would have done to win this game at all, but I did what I could. I killed some of them, but I got just, as usual, curb stomped in the end, and I just don't know. I don't know what I could have done different other than taking a completely different list. Like I said before, I missed Darius a lot in this battle. Even though I know Death would have just concentrated fire on one jack at a time in order to ensure that Darius' little thing wouldn't have done anything, I still feel like if I had Darius, maybe I could have got lucky and healed one of my jacks up and done a hell of a lot more with him than what I was able to do in this game. Also, if I was better at the game. So... Striker was nice and all, but I definitely prefer Insta Repair Feat over his, which I never actually got the opportunity to use, so that was, again, my fault. But still, it was fun to run a Cavalry Caster. I did enjoy his mobility. I did like some of his more offensive spells. It was kind of nice. But this was still a lot of fun. I mean, this was a good game. This was a real, it was a... For, me playing anyway, this was a closer game than usual. I know it didn't look it because I'm only showing you highlights and stuff like that, but there was plenty of times where we both had to stop, look, think. Luckily for Death, he's just better at stop, looking, and thinking than I am. But, yeah, this was still a lot of fun. It was a close one, and I enjoyed every minute of it. I really did. But this was, Death is still a great opponent. This was still a really great game, and I was still very much looking forward to the rematch. And obviously, I need to do a little bit of list editing, to say the least, change stuff up. I'm still trying stuff. I don't have every model in the faction yet. I don't have every unit ready, but I'm trying. And it's the way I like to play, guys. I'm gonna play what I want. The Thunderhead's gonna be in my list because I love that model. The Centurion Stormclad model, he's gonna be used hopefully as Centurion. I haven't quite decided yet. Just dorking around, trying out different things until I find something that sticks, and eventually I will. And then I will, once I have the army the way I want it, maybe tweak it here or there, but then I'll really start working on tactics and strategy. I think I'm getting the rules down for the most part. Maybe not perfectly, but what the hell do you want from me? I've been playing for about a month. I'm working on it over here. Stop stressing me. But I think that's going to do it for this one, guys. Battle Report number 11. As always, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, feel free to put them in the comment section below, and I will get back to you as quick as I can. But yeah, guys, thanks.